Hey hens, how we all diddly doing? How's everybody holding up? I am a bit embarrassed to be recording this video, honestly, because if you'd have asked Unsociable Annie to make this video last year, in fact, Unsociable Annie did make this video last year and titled it, "This Sims news is the worst thing since Brexit." And now I am sheepishly coming back to YouTube to say, I think if it's done well, it could be a good thing. Now, that is focusing on that one part of my sentence, please. If it's done well, that is where my loyalties lie. That is literally the only thing I've been quoting in my bloody videos. Like, that is my only personality. Not the army of hens you've created. Don't bring the hens into... Sorry, right. I'm going to read it in now. So, instead of bagel, so I'm in an exceptional mood. Do bagels make me manic? Find out next episode. Today we're going to be talking about The Sims 4 multiplayer, which I have very strongly and very publicly been against. Am I about to change my tune? I've been thinking about this and I've been wanting to make a video on this to kind of show my opinion. I am manic. I think I am. No, but I'm not manic or happy. I think I'm happy. It's just that much of a shock to the system. It feels manic. But yeah, I have been avidly against this. In fact, I've been detesting the even thought of The Sims 4 multiplayer. Lately, my tune has been a changing, and we're going to kind of delve into why and like how I think it could work, and also ways that it couldn't work and ways we should avoid. Let's first take a little trip down memory lane, shall we? The Sims 4 initial ideas. So the initial ideas of The Sims 4, I'm pretty sure. Actually, let me Google this because I take this as fact, right? And maybe I should start checking my sources. Sims 4 multiplayer. Can't find anything. Was The Sims 4 supposed to be online? That's what I'm talking about. So The Sims 4 was originally supposed to be released as an internet game, and I thank the fucking Lord that it wasn't, because I really don't think it would have went down well. The sources for this, thanks to Fishes Go Raw, beautiful Reddit name. My most recent project for the Sims label involved creating detailed flash mockups, exploring gameplay and UI designs for two potential online versions of The Sims 4, The Sims Olympus and Sims Icarus. That quote is by Patrick Kelly. And The Sims 4 got to work on clustered servers, chat systems, scale and performance, and other internet style stuff when it was an internet based game. Jill Colgate, like the toothpaste. That is obviously a very good thing that it wasn't released as an online game. If we look back on the disaster that was Sim City, and then City Skyline came in and completely overtook it, online and multiplayer being the only version of the game was definitely not the way to go with The Sims 4, and I'm really glad that they didn't go with that, because that might have caused an end to the Sims franchise. So that is the first part of The Sims 4 multiplayer. I think that's the main thing that put me off knowing what happened to Sim City. But when we get into the next section of this video, this hasn't always been the first plan of The Sims to be online. The Sims Online was actually a thing back in the 2000s. There was an actual game, The Sims Online, and you can still play it today. Another reason why this has also put me off. The Sims Online and like The Sims, it's called FreeSo, I think. I have a video on it. Yeah, it's good. What we have right now is called FreeSo. FreeSo is a re-implementation of The Sims Online's game engine. So that is basically what The Sims Online was. And that is an online game. You can sit... I mean, I met my soulmate Tiggs on... Not actually, just like theoretically, hypothetically, on that game. And the main takeaway from that, as fun as it was a completely different game to The Sims. The Sims has its certain style of game, and The Sims Online is very much different to that. It's got the Sim aesthetics of it, but it's got a very, very different feel. And that is also something that's put me off The Sims 4 multiplayer. I enjoyed FreeSo for what she was. I think I would have played it more at the time, but my mum wouldn't let me play The Sims Online when it was actually out when I was a kid because of potential pedophiles online, which is also something to think about. Those two experiences, especially given the climate of the Sim City, really put me off The Sims 4 multiplayer. Hi, I keep saying Sims 4 multiplayer. I mean Sims 5 multiplayer. This is like the third time, and I can't put the text edit in every single time, so I'm just going to let you know I will probably say it again and again and again. Also, my third point that put me off The Sims 4 multiplayer. The Sims is kind of a slow burn, one-player game, and that has really put me off it, and I'm going to say for why. Purely because I just couldn't imagine it. Like, when I think of multiplayer games, I think of COD, Fortnite, GTA Online, and they're all quite fast-paced games. They're all pew, 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 shooty, shooty. And I couldn't really imagine a world in which The Sims, which is like, okay, get your cooking skill up, otherwise you might... Actually, that's kind of chaotic. If you don't get the cooking skill up, you might burn the house down. That's quite fast paced, if I do say so. The Sims is much more slow burn, slow paced, and very individualistic game. It's not really made for multiplayers. And I'm thinking back to like when I was a kid and my friends on the same road. Hello, if you're watching this video, because I know you watch my videos sometimes. Hope you're both well. If they came around to my house and played The Sims with me, we weren't actively playing The Sims together. I was playing The Sims and they were watching me play The Sims. I'm very sorry. I think about that a lot as an adult and I'm like, fucking hell. But like, that's what I mean. It's really not a multiplayer game. Like, what are you going to do? You play one day, I play the next. So that is also a reason why I didn't enjoy this multiplayer aspect of potentially having the Sims 5 as a multiplayer game. I think those are all very, grounded concerns. Like, I think they make a lot of sense. I don't think they're far-fetched to have those as concerns. But recently, my play style in just general gaming has changed a lot. Since I've even made that video, and that was like, what, a year ago? Was it? I don't know. Time is a social construct now, honestly. I feel like that video was about 3 months ago and I've had like 5 different hairstyles since then. Oh, it's all a blur. A stressful, surreal blur. Now we're going to talk about the change in the gaming industry since I released that video. We had the release of Animal Crossing New Horizons, which is actually, I think, the most successful release of Animal Crossing that there's ever been. Oh, hang on. Sorry, let me just take a brief intermission. My nephew's been sending me... I am going to cry. My nephew's been sending me drawings that he's, excuse me, bitch. Drawings that he's drawing on his iPad. And they're both of me. Sorry, while I cry. You are so clever. And you amaze me every day. Kiss, kiss, kiss. I love you. I can't help it. I'm a family-oriented sim, alright. There is a deep dive into Animal Crossing by Izzy. I will leave her channel in the description down below. Definitely go recommend her content, and the Animal Crossing one was really eye-opening, actually. But yeah, Animal Crossing was introduced and the world was taken by storm, especially because, it was released in a time when everyone was locked inside, and that gave us a little glimpse into the beach each. Nicki Minaj. But another thing about Animal Crossing as well was the multiplayer aspect. It's definitely not fine-tuned in Animal Crossing. In fact, the multiplayer aspect of Animal Crossing takes forever, but that doesn't make me avoid it. That just makes me wish that the multiplayer aspect was better in Animal Crossing. And that's something that's been ticking my mind over in The Sims 4, because Animal Crossing is very similar to The Sims 4 in the sense of it's a very individualistic game. It's very slow paced. You wouldn't really think that there's much to do multiplayer really in Animal Crossing, but there is. There's like events that you can do and everything like that. You can host parties in Animal Crossing where your friends can come over. So there is a lot to do in terms of the multiplayer aspect, just not necessarily the day-to-day life. In fact, the multiplayer aspect brings something else to the game. It adds to it rather than just replacing it. It adds onto it and gives you even more experiences to have in the game, which I don't think is a bad thing. I just think that in Animal Crossing it could definitely be more fine-tuned. So that has opened my mind a little bit. The next thing is also lockdown. Lockdown's made me realise things. I'm giving Kylie Jenner a run for her money. Lockdown has really changed my gameplay style. Not necessarily in The Sims. I still play the same fucking... I still play the same family off camera. Same thing each time. There's one emo kid. There's one popular kid. One kid's super smart. One kid's bit dim. Nice girl, bit dim. So none of that's changed, but in my day-to-day life, like off camera, if you look at my name on Discord, it's pretty much always saying Fortnite. And that's because I've kind of discovered the joy of playing games online with friends. I did a bit before that. Like I was always playing Overwatch with my friends. That combined with like Animal Crossing has kind of taught me that gaming with friends can be fucking fun. Who'd have thought it? A little bit sociable. I have changed a lot in a year, honestly. Playing online with friends can be so much fun, whether it's just like chaotic as fucking Grand Theft Auto, shooting people in Fortnite, or even hosting an Animal Crossing party. It's actually a lot of fun. I also have a second channel, a variety channel, where I play games with friends, and you can watch that to see how much fun it is. Those videos are absolutely hilarious, if I do say so myself. These games can be really fun, and it really does add a lot to the game. The next thing that has opened my mind a little bit is The Sims 4 Sparked. Not the actual competition show. Made a lot of friends though, and we had a fucking great time. Vagina pineapple. Vagina pineapple. Vagina pineapple. The actual thing that came off that, The Sims Sparked, where we had a almost multiplayer community type thing within the game itself. I didn't ever compete in it. Like, I'm not about the competition, babe. I'm just here to watch and have a good time. I'm a soccer mom. That also added something really cool and unprecedented into the Sims game. I really liked that, and I liked seeing the challenges each week, and I liked seeing members of the community mentioned and celebrated. That's the word. I enjoy seeing members of the community celebrated that aren't all game changers, if you know what I mean. Your average Joe, or like Jenny, who plays The Sims once a week as an escape from college life, which is, oh my God, it's very similar to mine. And I gave this imaginary character the name that I was going to be called. I love you, Jenny. Anybody could take part in this and anybody could be celebrated, and I've really liked that aspect of it. And that is something that has also warmed me up to The Sims 5 multiplayer. The next thing is these festivals that we've had. Well, the one festival that we had to promote Baby Rexa and everybody. I actually really liked how they operated, and I've really liked how we all got to experience the exact same thing in the game at the exact same time. I think it was a bit half-baked and it could have been taken further, but it was also the first type of thing like this to have been introduced in The Sims 4, so I understand. You know, in the future, I bet they will make improvements, I hope. Pinky promise, not pinky promise, pretty please. But yeah, that was really fun, and that was a really engaging part, and that's a correlation that I've seen between this and like The Sims Sparked. They give you something different to do, especially in a game like The Sims, where you tend to pick it up, play it for 3 days non-stop, pull constant all-nighters, and then not pick it up again for 3 months. And a lot of us are finding like challenges and build challenges, legacy challenges, etc. to pass the time when we play The Sims, because sometimes it does get a bit stale. That's just how The Sims goes for me. Like, there is times when you're playing it and you're like, I don't want to touch you again for a couple of months, because we do binge it, babe. We do binge it. So these kind of challenges and multiplayer challenges can open up a lot in terms of enjoyment for the game. So yeah, Unsociable Annie this time last year, or this time a year and a half ago, genuinely thought this was the worst thing since Brexit. But now, looking at everything, I still have quite valid concerns about it. I wouldn't like The Sims 5 to be a completely online game. Not at all. In fact, I do think that may potentially destroy the series, and I would not like that to be a fully online game, because it just wouldn't work like that. It's not built like that. But I could be wrong. It's not why I play The Sims. I don't play The Sims for online fun. But I could if it was like an addition to it. If it was like Animal Crossing, where it's still a one-player game, it's a solo, people can come over and it can enhance your gameplay. If it's like The Sims Sparked, where it comes in and adds a little bit to your game, not too much, babe, not too much. I think that'd be a really good way to integrate it, and I think that'd be a really fun way to play with friends, because The Sims currently doesn't really have any way to do that. If you want to play The Sims with your friends, you have to download a Sims 4 multiplayer mod. Like, it doesn't allow for that at all. And I think that in a time where we've got like Stardew Valley, which again is a life simulation, very slow paced game, that has a multiplayer part of it that works. We've got Animal Crossing that has a multiplayer part of it that works. It just takes decades to get people to your island. I actually think that there is space in the Sims franchise for it. I am fucking shocked at these words coming out of my mouth, but yeah, I don't think I'd feel these things if we hadn't had the experience of like the past year and how Animal Crossing works, and also spending more time gaming with friends. It's worked for Stardew Valley, it's worked for Animal Crossing. I think if it's not the main part of The Sims 5, I think it can work, and I think it might be a really fun addition, but I wouldn't even like it to be 50-50, honestly. I'd like it to be like a little separate thing, like how Stardew Valley multiplayer is not the main part of that. But I'd also be very interested to know how it would work in terms of like time and everything. I wouldn't like it to go like The Sims free player or Animal Crossing, where it's got a real life clock if you play multiplayer. I don't think I'd like that, because a lot of my friends are in different time zones as well, so don't think that'd work. I think using the current system where the time is just whatever time it is in game, it's got its own system clock, I think that would work the best. I'm open-minded about it, as long as it's not the main part of the game. Like, if it was fully multiplayer, not for me, babe, not for me. Because I think that, you know, keeping it as a solo game with an element of multiplayer if you want to, and that's the thing, like really making a distinction between them, I think that's the best, and I think that will keep some of the Sims sparked. But yeah, let me know what you think, because I haven't done a full 180 because I'm still cautiously optimistic of The Sims 5 multiplayer. But I think if they do it well, it can be a good thing if they do it well. If they don't do it well, I think it could ruin it. That makes me nervous, actually. It really does, because The Sims is my special interest, has been ever since I taught myself how to use a computer in the year 2000 to play The Sims. And like, what am I going to do? Oh my God, no, I'm fucking spiraling. What am I going to do? The Sims stops it. Like, well, but you know, I can't have The Sims stopping. You know, what would I do? I suppose there's other games, isn't there? Please don't fuck it up, because this is my special interest, and I'm putting the trust of that in your hands, Sims team. Yeah, I'm jesting. I'm being dramatic, but I think it could be a good thing if done well. And I think it could be a fun thing if done well. I think, you know, it might actually be a welcome change as long as it's not the main change. I think there's definitely things from The Sims 4 that need to be fixed in The Sims 5. And they should take they should take priority over The Sims 5 multiplayer. But yeah, this video isn't to say that I want The Sims 5 multiplayer over all those changes, by the way. I feel like I've got to very clearly state my opinion. Yeah, let me know what you think. I'm kind of nervous to make this, actually. I am a bit scared. I am. Right, love you all, and I'll see you next one. Bye, guys. Fuck, I've been watching Love Island too much, and now I'm taking on Jake's accent, and I don't like that because I don't like him. Bye.